Additional cost to the city if we were to have a retirement plan that we, as the new council members, were eligible for, which would only be contributed to by us instead of the city? Is there significant administrative costs involved in doing that, or?
No, if individual members chose to make 401k contributions, you're free to do that as members of the city. And that the cost, the question would be whether the city's paying it or you're paying it directly, but moving your money out of your check is a minuscule administrative cost.
And there is a 401k. What I brought up during my campaign, and so we can, any of us can elect to do that separately. What we're talking about here is the pay disparity that comes about because not of the 401k, but because of the what's known as the defined benefit program or the non-contributory program. And what that means is that whether you want it or not, the only indicator of whether or not that you get that amount contributed to the defined benefit program run by the state is whether or not the city pays it in, which they were required to do, and the only trigger there was to make sure that the pay was of sufficient level. And the point that I made during my campaign was the fact that it was done, the pay increase, there was a pay increase going back several years, as you know, October '08, that was done on a summary action calendar. There was no discussion, there were no minutes about it, and that was the point that I made about it, the hay, so to speak, that I made about it, about my political predecessor.
Well, I think it was still...
And I will tell you this right now, you beat me to the punch on pulling A, because my feeling has always been, anything that like we do on this is, if you go back in the minutes since I've been in office, I don't like anything on this. I like very limited things on the summary action calendar. About the only thing I like on the summary action calendar is the approval of the PAC board budget, which they've already gone through. Everything else, my personal feeling is that it needs to be open, in the minutes, discussed, so that the citizens can say, yeah, I agree with this, or, you know, what are you all doing, or that type of thing. And so I'm saying that because I would have pulled A off if you hadn't done so. But that being said, it comes back to the basis of a pay disparity, a pay disparity. Now, the other thing is...
But there would always be a pay disparity.
No, because in 2 years, let's assume a hypothetical. In 2 years, let's say that we go through with this today. If we were to approve it today, my personal feeling is then the issue should be raised in 2 years if neither one of you is then eligible. The issue can also be raised again at the beginning of next year when the pay rates change, which change the minimums that are required in order for the city to participate in the non-contributory defined benefit program.
Amen.
Which applies only to you and Brian. And so that's we can turn around and address the issue then and say, no, we're not going to do that. The other problem is if somewhere down the road we also say, if we say no, but you all are getting elected and we or continue to get reelected, and then we say, well, yeah, now it's time for a cost of living increase for the city council comparative to what we're already doing for city staff, then that would automatically kick in right away once again with both of you. So how do we handle that again? Do we say no because you're already in the system? Or if they're out of once they're out, it stops, can they start back up? Let me make sure I've got that right.
Well, the way you're doing it, it's you're saying, if, let's say I didn't get elected, let's say I ran and I didn't get elected 4 years after that I came back in, I could come in at your plan again, where if we didn't do anything after 2 years, there is no plan.
Well,
it's not a cost to the citizens. That's an extra cost.
And what I'm saying is a matter of pay equality. This is being done on this would be done on the 401k, so it can easily be terminated.
Well,
at
can't
any
you do
point
your
in
401k anytime? Because I contribute to a 401k.
Yes, we're not talking the 401k though. What we're
Right.
talking is pay equality. So what Mr. Cunningham is saying is you're going to be paid $1,000 more a year than I am for the same thing that you're doing on the city council. And as much as I like you,
You love me.
I love you. I love you as much as I love you. My question is that fair? And you're saying, yes, it is.
Well, it is because you knew about it going into this.
You know what? I did not fully grasp it. However, I accept it, but I raised the issue of pay equality. And I was happy to turn around and say, yes, because you all were already in the program, it's fair to raise your salaries
But
so
you-
that you can continue to benefit from the
Right.
program which you
Well,
are.
wait a minute, wait, you
were
say
to-
raise my salary, you have the same effect
Yeah,
if you
but
want to raise it.
but you don't, yeah, but you don't know whether
I
or
don't
not
know,
raised
and that's
it.
what I'm saying.
And what I'm
You
saying
have the
is.
same
Okay,
opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there other questions? I think we understand each other's points.
I understand. My
That's,
my thing is in 2 years, if we don't do this, it's over, it's done, we don't have to worry about it, because it sounds like it's something that state did to kind of save the city monies.
No,
You
it's
know,
not over in 2 years. If you get reelected, it's not over. It's still,
That's
the
right,
saga
it's not over.
continues. It's not over unless you either are voluntarily step down, don't run for reelection, or somebody decides to run against you and beats you. It's not over. That's
Mr.
not a
Mayor?
guarantee.
yes.
On behalf of pay equity among members of our city council, I move that we approve ordinance 2012-06.
Do I have a second?
I will make a secondary motion. I'll move that we don't approve
I'll second.
Second.
ordinance 2012-06.
You're seconding which motion?
Larry's.
Without further discussion, the first motion fails. The second motion is on the table. The motion is to disapprove ordinance 2012-06. And as much as this is an ordinance, we will require a roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No.
The motion to approve, the motion to disapprove passes 4-1.